Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabula Rasa. We are going to be having some fun tonight. If you haven't seen the Session 0 that's out on Spotify and YouTube, take a quick gander in there to get all the details. But essentially, we're going to all be doing a series of one-shots set in the same world, going from prehistoric times to the far future. But each session, we're all playing the same class. And tonight, oops, we're all barbarians. So, yeah, let's get started with a little recap. A recap? What? A recap? We haven't even had a session yet. How can we do a recap? It all started when a giant ball of rock collided together with another rock. They rotated around each other closer and closer, slamming together, its debris forming into its own ball. Its proximity to a nearby star with its flames dancing and other rocks floating in the sky eventually developed watery oceans. The world stayed this way for eons until a curious event occurred one day. No one was there to witness this moment, but two small portals, maybe 2 inches across, opened up. A single seed fell out of one, and a simple organism, only a few cells big, came from the other. The seed landed on moist earth and began to instantly germinate into a large tree, where further seeds fell as well, some landing on the water. The organism fed on these falling seeds and grew rapidly, before splitting apart and becoming two, and so on. Eons passed, and those seeds spread across the earth. The magic contained within them spread through the earth's soil. The creature divided enough times that eventually its shape began to differ. Some came to land, some stayed in the water, some relied on primal instinct, and some gained superior intellect. Some even learned to harness the magic that came from the seed that now exists in all things. An incomprehensible amount of time passed, as plants grew and creatures adapted. Stories of the first tree are within the stories of all creatures who harnessed language. Among these creatures, we will explore the early gatherings of the sister tribes Luna and Sol, and the impact these small tribes had on Tabula Rasa. And that is where we are now. For ages, creatures kept to themselves in small little pockets divided by species. But about 30 years ago, a goblin named Thook and an orc named Stone stood in battle against a ferocious large lizard beast. And they fell in love when they emerged victorious together. This union led to a new creature, half-orcs, and to the first combined species tribe, where goblinoids like goblins and bugbears, as well as orcs, and later on, these primordial beings that have yet to decide on a shape, aptly named changelings, have all come together. This tribe was called Luna, and it was named after the moonlight which the tribe leaders fought under. Many other species were invited to take part of this union, but most stayed away scared. However, about a half-day's travel away, a copycat tribe sprung up. Stone's brother Rock disagrees with marriage and views half-orcs as an abomination. Stone has created his own tribe where orcs reign supreme, but goblins and bugbears are used for menial labor. This tribe is named Sol, after the blazing sun. Recently, they have captured and made prisoner many lizard folk, who do not willingly submit to their whims. Luna and Sol are nestled near the equator of this planet. The environment is filled with luscious, thick plant life and gigantic lizard creatures. The waters are warm and salty, with hidden terrors lurking below, but also delicious fish. The hot sun boils in the sky during the day, and a cool full moon sits in the sky every night. While your characters spend most days inside nearby caves getting rest, you all come out at night onto the sandy beach to hunt, forage, and learn. The tribe elders of Luna, Thook and Stone, are old and looking to pass on the leadership mantle to someone who is worthy of it. Your group of four, often known as the protectors within Luna and described as the tribe's shield, have been narrowed down as the next potential leaders. A special test has been devised for you, which one of you will emerge victorious as the next chief. You're in your cave in a special carved out spot, waiting for indication that you may exit for the test. And now let's meet all of our characters and all of our players. First, Elio. Elio, we know you from Daflina, where you play Basan, but who are you going to be playing today for us?
Tonight I'm going to be playing Feeber. He's a goblin, path of wild magic, and his magic weapon is a warhammer +2.
So everybody here has a single magic item and has chosen a species. Once we do these, we can't use them again in any other one-shot. So this will be our only goblin and our only +2 weapon.
I hope I do the goblins proud.
Where did you get this weapon from?
So the weapon itself was made by my father for me when I was a kid, but it became magic kind of after my brother and I were playing. It turns out that we were playing kind of near a cliffside, and I like chucked it at him and he ducked and it like flew over the cliff. And so we made our way down the cliff and managed to find it in like the valley below. And it had this sort of like weird staticky ness to it, and like I ended up having to like I picked it up with a leaf because otherwise it would like shock me, and then by the next day I was able to touch it more, and the next time I hit something with it, oops
only death. All right, that's Feeber, our little goblin friend. We also have with us Jiggy. Jiggy, if you've listened to the podcast, played Freshbade Kincaid on Dustridge, our Western one-shot. But Jiggy, today who are you playing?
Hello, I am playing Inanna, which is an ancient Sumerian god's name. I'm really trying to get into the ancient flavor of this one shot. I chose Changeling to kind of like we're starting this timeline, so it's like primordial soup of like future races to come in this world. And I'm a Path of the Storm Herald, and aptly I chose Javelin of Lightning. Soon after I emerged from the primordial sea, the sky flashed and a tree was struck. I have held part of that tree since I took my first steps. So it's blackened, it's sharpened, it's crackling with that primordial energy that I choose to like spread my Storm Heraldness.
Very, very cool. We also have, returning from Dustridge, who played the infamous Dick Valentine, we have with us Kristi, who's going to be playing somebody brand new today. Kristi, who are we playing?
So, hi everyone, Kristi, once again, nice to be here. And I am going to be playing a bugbear named Cak. Not going to have any fun without naming it. I'm going to take it totally seriously, as I usually do. Get into the role and be a really serious bugbear. My subclass is a class of the beast, because I'm trying to, explore my range in voice roles. And for the magical item, I'll change my voice to tell the story. Let me just bring that up here.
So I'll tell the story. How I got this bag of beans. It's kind of a nice looking bag, I guess. So I'm like minding my own business one day. I'm just walking along a trail, and I walk faster than most other creatures. I tend to be a little athletic, and I'm coming up in this small little humanoid, and he gets all mad at me and shit, and he turns around and he said, "You big goddamn oaf. If you don't get back right now," and he pulls up this sack of beans, "I'm going to throw this whole sack of magical beans at you." And I was like, "Well, hold on, I'm just trying to mind my own business." He tells me if I don't put down my axe, he's going to throw the whole bag at me. So I drop my axe, and it accidentally lands clean on top of the little bastard. And what do you want me to do? So I took the beans, and why waste good beans? And that's why I have some beans.
Amazing. Thank you very much. And one special thing that we're going to be doing on this podcast is every episode we will have a guest. So Jiggy, Kristi, and Elio will be our 3 core members who are in pretty much everything that we do. But we will always invite one other person to be on the podcast with us, giving some extra flavor and fun. So we have Corey Patterson with us today. Corey is a fantastic person. You would remember him from our podcast when we did it with Mystical Everyday Heroes, and he played Bubba. Corey, welcome to the Dump Stat again, and welcome to Tabula Rasa. Please tell us the character that you're going to be playing for us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, guys. I always love coming here and playing with you guys. It's always a one hell of a time. Today I will be playing Thunnum Head Smasher. He's as simple as he sounds. He is a path of the Berserker Barbarian, and he's a half-orc. He wields a +1 maul, and he was able to get that maul because one day while he was in his tribe, being the simpleton, he gets angry quickly, and somebody made fun of him because he's one of the orcs in there who is known to be green, but he has red hair, so everybody makes fun of him all the time. He got angry, left his tribe for a while to go out hunting, found a lizard creature, and he decided to take his rage out on said poor lizard creature. He beat it over the head with a rock until it died. Then he realized that it was kind of heavy, and he couldn't figure out why, because he has immense strength. So then he took said rock and gutted it, and found this massive hammer inside of it. And he thought, could definitely smash some heads with this. And that's how, ever since then, he's been, that's been his weapon of choice.
Amazing. Super excited to see what this guy does in this session. For our guests, actually, we have something special that I will be giving to you, and it's called Guespiration. Guespiration is inspiration, but it's got a few extra uses to it. You can use it as regular inspiration. You can give it to another player to use as inspiration in a moment of need. You could use it to impose disadvantage on someone's roll with it, or you could use it to do something I like to call I know a guy. Don't abuse I know a guy, because I know a guy is not going to make impossible things appear out in the world, but you could use it to be like, hey, I know a guy who knows how to do this specific thing that we need, and it might help give you an advantage with what you're trying to do in the story. Essentially just make an NPC for me to figure out.
Speaking of NPCs for you to figure out, I just realized I did not
introduce the most important member of our little pack. Yeah. Tell us about our little friend.
We have a Brachiosaurus friend named Ninsena who hangs out with us. I saved her as a baby. Somebody was trying to steal her egg. Well, actually, and the eggs of her siblings as well. But she was the one that I was able to kind of like get away with. And then she hatched like within the day. Didn't know what to do. But yeah, now she won't leave me alone. So
I don't know how to do a Brachiosaurus sound. So it's just going to be...
I love it. Perfect.
Alrighty. Without further ado, let's get started. You guys are all in a nearby cave awaiting this trial to become the next chief of your village. You're all competing against each other. You've all been friends and protectors of this little tribe for quite a while now.
Remind me, aren't you two related? Was that something you talked about earlier today that I overheard?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I grew up with the kid, but yeah, he's my brother's kid.
Feeber, uncle.
Yes, what he said.
Well, whatever happens, I am happy to stand side by side with the best of this tribe.
Feeber kind of gets like a little blushy. He's like, well, you're a good fighter yourself. I've seen you.
I'm just with these guys because I'm bored. Honestly, I got not much else to do today. Polish my axe, there's nothing left.
Thunnum looks over at you and he's all like, oh, Thunnum, wish I had deeper voice like that.
Yeah, it helps to be extra manly. My father's the self-proclaimed most manliest bugbear in the world. I'm going to take after him.
Thunnum looks over and tries to flex, and he like stares at his muscles and like gets a little depressed. Just kind of puts his arm down.
Can't all be awesome like this smoke show right here.
Inanna transforms into a copy of Cak.
That's cheating. Stop it. I don't look like that. I'm much handsomer than that.
I walk over to Inanna and start like kind of poking at the fur and just like, yeah, you got it pretty close actually.
No, I don't look like that at all. I'm much prettier and handsome and better. My mom told me I am, so
Thunnum just
I look like that.
puts his hands like on his head and he just points at both of them and he's just confused. He doesn't know who's who. No clue.
I'm gonna lose my temper if you don't keep this in.
Ninsena looks between the two of you guys. Just like her long neck like weaves and looks at both of you, and then her eyes just go like in opposite directions, and she goes,
I just want to take this outside. Well, we are outside, but further outside.
Inanna turns back. No, I'm pretty sure we'll have plenty of opportunity later.
Can you turn into Ninsena? I point at the dinosaur.
you can turn into some weird humanoid like monstrosity that's similar to it.
And then I kind of turned into a lizard folk actually. I'm not sure what color scales Ninsena has, but this particular lizard folk has black scales and kind of glowing blue eyes, and kind of blends into the shadows a little bit.
I kind of pictured Ninsena with like as a sort of like blue-gray.
I would say blue-gray, maybe like some light white stripes across the back.
Yeah.
Really nice square teeth. I imagine like a little bit more of like a baby blue version of Littlefoot from The Land Before Time.
Honestly, that's what I was picturing.
But I don't know why, I'm just obsessed with the idea that their eyes stick in opposite directions, like the chicken from Moana.
Like a chameleon.
Yes. All right. As you guys are standing there having this discussion, you hear like a foot scrape on stone near the entrance of this little cave. And when you turn and look, you see a tiny little goblinoid girl standing there wearing just like a simple loincloth. And she looks at you guys and she goes, "Oh, hi. Are you guys the shield? The ones who save village?"
That's what they say.
"Oh, my dad has told me many stories of you and has told me how cool you are all. My gosh, your muscles are so big, and I can't believe a goblin can be hero like you. I am #1 fangirl.
Feeber's gonna get blushy again.
Actually,
I'm very excited to see how you do in the trial to become next village chief. And, well, I am 16 years old as goblin, and in a few years I would like to have a husband. So whoever should win, please consider me for wife.
What's your name?
Pebbles.
Pebbles.
I am Pebbles. I am small but strong.
Same.
Yes, you might be too old to be husband. I may go for assistant village chief in that circumstance if you win. But we can be friends. Yes, I was sent to let you know that they will be starting soon. But village chiefs, they wanted to say some words to you before you start, and also to introduce you to someone very special. But I wanted to shoot my shot, as it were. Yes.
I both want to win, and I don't want to get married. So this is one of them moron oxys for me, or whatever they're called. Moron oxy. More something like that, but that's
Oxes and morons, that's what it is.
it's an oxymoron. That's what that's called.
It's a stupid cow.
Yes.
That is, well, that's
You call him stupid.
No one, not you.
You're not a cow.
You're handsome, so not stupid. Smart is brain is in muscle, right? Oh, big brains. Wow, 2 big brains in arms.
You see, I'm just like looking around. It's like, yeah, you guys hear that? 2 big brains.
not even gonna comment.
It's so stupid.
Feeber looks a little bit sullen at being told he's too old.
I'm sorry. As you guys are talking, you hear what sounds like some people walking down the cave, and in enter Thook and Stone, as well as a large orc man that you've never seen before. Thook and Stone are a goblin and an orc that are very, very old, and they are the village elders right now. They're not gonna last too much longer, which is why this whole competition is happening. But when they enter, they're holding hands. They've been very much in love, and they're the whole reason why you guys have this little tribe that's been starting. So when they enter, Thook comes up and says, "Hello, friends. I am very glad to see that you are all well." And Stone goes, "Yeah. He is man of few words, but he is always my hype man. Beautiful wife is beautiful. I would like to introduce you to Stone's nephew. His name is Mountain. Mountain comes from village, half-day travel from here, named Seoul, where my brother created village 2. Yeah, that's Mountain." And you see this, like, huge orc. Like, I'm talking, like, rippling muscles. Just looks like if Dwayne The Rock Johnson was a little bit orcish. Just, like, shaved bald head, like, perfectly spiked teeth. And he goes, "Hello, champions of Luna. It is nice to meet you all. I am Mountain. I have come to see the events of this day, to see if friend, if foe, or something in the middle. My name is Mountain. What is your names?"
Thunnum kind of stands upright, walks right over to him. So we're like pretty much standing face to face. He's like, "Me, Thunnum."
As you get really, really close to him, can you roll me a perception check?
11.
You're too busy staring at his muscles that are bigger than yours to really notice anything else about him. He looks down at you, Thunnum, and you see a look of disgust go on his face. "You, abomination, born of goblin and orc, not quite as strong as goblin, not quite as nimble as orc, average."
Feeber starts to growl.
I look at him and I like huff and I'm like, "Watch your tongue."
"I cannot see my tongue. My eyes cannot look down.
And I,
Sounds like
I
a you
didn't have a
problem.
brain.
Why you say watch tongue? Is something on tongue that I must be worried about?
Yes.
What?
It's a
You're
black spot.
Your disgusting breath.
Yes, I have disgusting breath from eating much meat. It is a sign of a full and healthy, protein-rich diet.
Well, did you just eat the ass end of that meat? Because that's what your breath smells like.
Yes,
Oh, well, that makes sense. Okay. Well,
more
fine
protein
then.
there. More protein
Yeah.
there, yes. I must supply fuel for muscles. Yes.
Well, that's probably why your breath smells like ass.
Does your tribe avoid the ass end of creatures?
We tend to wash it first.
You get rid of flavor.
Well, if that's what you want to call shit, then yeah.
Very curious. Only half day away, but so different.
Thunnum looks back at the rest of the group, and you guys, for the first time ever, see Thunnum like throw a half smile at you guys because you guys have never seen him smile before because he just can't believe how dumb this guy is. And that's saying a lot coming from Thunnum.
So, this nephew of ours shall watch the proceedings to see how it goes, and maybe we foster a good relationship with the tribe soul, and we have prosperity in future. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Yeah, what my wife says. Yeah.
Feeber just goes,
Whatever that means.
They start to head out of the cave, and Thuk gestures for you all to follow.
Thunnum starts following.
When you guys exit the cave, you see this giant circle of carved tree trunks has been set up. And the trees are put in such a way that they've created spikes, almost like protection from the outside. Surrounding this circle, you see other tree trunks have been stacked in such a way that it's making little seats. And the goblins and bugbears and orcs and half-orcs and changelings in your village are all sitting in these stairs overlooking these spiky trees, looking down in it. And as you exit, they all start to cheer and clap. You recognize pretty much everyone here. There's maybe only about 40 people in this little tribe. And they're all cheering and clapping and saying, "It's the shield of Luna. Yes, Luna's shield." They're all super excited and pumped to see you there. They pull a few of these logs out, kind of making a door that opens up, allowing you to enter into this circular arena. And they close it behind you. Thuk and Stone go and stand on the tallest of the tree seats, with Mountain sitting beside them with a little bit of space in between them. It's a little bit uncomfortable for them to be near each other. And Thuk stands up and says, "All within Luna, we have here champions, the shield, one of whom shall become champion of village and your next leader. We have set 3 tasks for them to complete in order to prove who shall be the next leader. First, we will be doing bodybuilding contest." And you see a couple of the goblins jump into the arena and run up to you guys, and they've got this like viscous fat that's been stained with tree sap, and they just start rubbing it all over your bodies, and you see it leaves this like tan coloring that makes your muscles stand out. Right now, it is nighttime as well, and there's a bright full moon in the sky, and the moon is shining down on your muscles, just giving these, like, curvaceous look to them. You all look so hot.
I'm covered in fur.
Except
and
your fur is almost, like, gelled to your body now. So it's showing off the muscle curves just through the, like, the slickness of your hair.
Cak is standing there looking like a cat that just came out of the bathtub. Like,
This is just.
Oh.
What are you guys doing to me, dude? What did I ever do to you?
All the goblins are like, "Oh yes, we get to touch them. Oh my goodness, maybe some of their goodness will rub up on us and we'll get strong and fierce." And,
Hands off the cock.
oh my goodness, I want to rub the cock. I'm so excited to rub cock.
Stop it. It's not even funny. Take my name seriously. I fucking hate you guys.
Oh my goodness.
Let me be clear. They're lubing up the hairy cock.
Yes.
My name's Cock and I'm digging out. I don't understand. It's so fucking funny.
Oh Jesus.
4, jeez.
Racist goblin.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Who? We're children. We're all just children.
We're all a bunch of 12-year-olds who have access to adult money.
Glass City Knuckles just said they all have a 10-foot reach, and it's not because of their arms. Oh my god.
That's the real reason the shield got famous.
Don't ask how I got my name.
No. They've also, for no reason, lubed up Ninsena. Who's just standing there with their eyes spread apart, looking very confused, and just starts rolling around on her back in the dirt, just trying to, like, rub it off. So you see a couple orcs and a bugbear start doing this intricate drumming routine. It's very, like, slow and sensual. And Thuk goes, "Please, show off. Show your stuff. Show us what you can do." Who would like to go first for the bodybuilding contest? All you're going to be doing is like flexing or whatever else you want, but it will be a performance check.
I'll go first, I guess. I'm obviously the most manly one here. Activate my jumping ability, do a backflip, and land in a superhero pose with my arms flexed.
Roll me a performance check and see how well you do at this.
11.
Okay. Cat got an 11. You do a really, the flip is really cool, but when you land, you kind of slip, and go to both knees instead of one. So it kind of looks like, oh, you almost fell. But then your muscles reflect in the moonlight and you look really hot, even though you're hairy and lubed up. Who would like to go next?
Thunnum will go next.
All right, roll me that performance check and tell me what you're trying to do.
Yeah, so Thunnum walks out there, and I don't know if you guys ever seen wrestling, but he does like the Hulk Hogan, like the whole Hulk Hogan shtick. So he like gets the crowd going. Yep. Then he kind of does one of these things, with the flex in, gets the good arm pumps going.
Oh yeah. Hyping the crowd up.
Yeah, 17.
You might not be as big as a proper orc, but in this moment, in the moonlight, getting the crowd amped up, there's a bunch of half-orcs that are in the crowd that are like, oh my god, like, we're these weird creature abominations that haven't existed before, and we're all here, and this guy is gonna be our leader, this is an amazing moment, and everybody starts to get really hyped up by it, and they all start, like, cheering and, like, clapping along to the beat as all you do is walk around flexing in different ways. Alright, who wants to go next?
I can go.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Wow, the most Canadian exchange I've ever heard.
Right?
Ananya, you can go.
Okay, I never described Inanna's like true form. Their body's kind of like a gray mannequin, but they have these Atlantis lines that go like circuits that go through their body. Inanna's body is kind of like an androgynous mannequin, but for this performance, they're gonna do like a SpongeBob blow into the muscles and kind of like it inflates bigger. And then when they rage, I can spend the rage if that will give me advantage. The lines would actually glow gold and kind of crackle with electricity and kind of like release this like primordial energy. And it's kind of like he kind of grows 2 feet, his muscles bulge, and he just kind of does the gold dust like pose like that.
Oh, that's so cool. If you use the rage, you can have advantage for sure.
Okay. Performance.
Oh yeah, we're playing Barbarians. Why wouldn't the first rolls be performance, guys?
Even with advantage, it was a 12.
Oh no! As you do it, one person yells out, "Wow, what big brains!" And it makes you kind of like giggle a little bit, and your electricity, like, it shocks in a weird way, kind of like rebounds and hurts against you, and you like stumble back a little bit, which causes your form to shift and go smaller instead. But for a moment there, a couple people were like, "Whoa, the biggest brain! Wow!" And last but not least, Feeber.
All right, Feeber is gonna strut out to where everybody else was just doing their thing. And he's essentially going to treat it like a classic, like, 80s bodybuilding show where you sort of, like, hit center stage and then you're like, pose and pose, like that kind of thing.
All right, let's see that roll.
No, are you fucking kidding me? It's a 4.
4. Oh no.
It's a 4.
You see, like, one goblin goes, and the rest of the crowd is dead silent. You hear one person loudly whisper, "I don't think that one has brains."
Thunnum rolls up real quick and runs in there and goes, "You better clap for my uncle."
You see all of them kind of like a polite applause.
I like pat Thunnum on the shoulder. Just,
So you hear Thuk does the whole like, if you vote for Cak, please applaud. If you vote for Thunnum, please applaud. Inanna, please applaud. Feeber, please applaud. And Thunnum gets the loudest applause. For second competition, it will be something much more suited to a hero. Throwing of the rock. Very important that hero be able to throw rock. We have here 3 rocks. You can choose which rock you throw, but we want to see who can throw rock farthest and most impressive. And you see in front of you a rock that is about Feeber-sized, a bigger rock, and an even bigger rock.
okay.
And again, I will let you guys choose which order you go in. Obviously, the lighter rock will be easier to throw, and the heavier rock will be much harder to throw.
Does this count as an attack?
No, this will be an athletics check.
I guess I'll start now because I'm a big man. If I'm gonna do the big rock, it's gotta be the big rock.
All right, Cat goes up to the big rock.
Here we go.
Roll that athletics. Let's see how it goes.
I got a 7.
You got a 7. Throwing the big rock, that turns into a 2.
Oh,
You
no.
pick it up and you only move it 2 feet.
My God. My soft and flabby cock.
Your muscles are like, your veins on your forearm are standing out. Your muscles bulge as you struggle to lift this rock that's bigger than you up, and you just hoist it and it lands with a dramatic thud on the ground 2 feet in front of you. Who would like to go next?
Feeber will go.
All right,
Um,
Feeber.
He's feeling pretty dejected right now, so we'll see how this goes. He's gonna go for the Feeber-sized rock.
He goes for the Feeber rock? All right.
Yeah. Are you?
What'd you get?
It was a net 1.
Oh no!
7 total.
You go to pick up the rock and it like slips and falls on your toe and just rolls forward a foot. Oh man, the crowd is like looking at each other and going, Are our heroes not strong? Our hero weak? Is strength not what take to be hero? We thought throw rock mean hero make, but seems wrong.
Feeber's not having a good day, guys.
Inanya or Thunnum? Who wants to go try and throw a rock?
Thunnum will attempt to throw rock.
Thunnum, all right.
And Thunnum does not like how Bugbear thought he was Manly Man, so Thunnum will also throw big rock.
Throw big rock.
Thunnum got a 10.
Thunnum, ooh, a 10. All right, Thunnum, you get low and lift this rock up. You're using the momentum you got from winning the last competition. You pick up this rock, giant rock, squatting low. You thrust your arms out and it lands 10 feet ahead of you. It goes quite far. It thuds and rolls to a stop. And the crowd goes, whoa, whoa, whoo. Sorry, wait. What was your total roll?
10 was my total.
10. So sorry, I misspoke. It goes 5 feet in front of you.
Okay.
Still pretty far. And last but not least, Inanya.
I'm gonna go to the big rock.
You go to the big rock?
I'm thinking of cheating a little bit.
Okay.
I have mold earth as a cantrip.
Ooh.
Okay.
So as I spit in my hands and try to hold the bottom of the rock to kind of like fling it, I cast the spell to kind of like core it out and like make it hollow and make it easier to throw.
There was no rule said that you can't use magic. I will say you can throw big rock, but you do not get penalty when you throw big rock.
Throw big rock. Throw big rock.
21.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. You pick up this rock, and your muscles are flexing and standing out. You hoist it directly above your head, and then you switch to just one hand. And you just throw it with ease. And it goes flying and it slams into the ground 21 feet away from you. And the crowd just goes freaking ape shit. They're like, oh my gosh, whoa, the big rock. How did he do that? That's crazy. Thuk comes on and goes, wow, that was quite impressive use of magic to make big rock go wee. Very impressive. Impressive work there, Ananya. You used both brains for that one. Now we go on to third and final test. Currently, we have tie between Thunnum and Ananya for who will be chief of village, but next one will take cake, as it were. Whoever wins this one gets 3 points. You see the doors start to slide open to this pit, and you see like 10 orcs are dragging behind them a Tyrannosaurus Rex that's been wrapped up with vines so that its jaw is clenched shut, and it's barely able to get its feet off the ground. You see its eyes are beet red and darting around. Its tail like flicks out and slaps a goblin that goes flying 40 feet away.
Oh my god!
You see Ninsena goes, "Wah!" and just goes running out of the arena. They bring it into the arena and they force it down to the ground. And Thuk goes, "Yes, this is reason why tree spiky circle made, so giant lizard creature cannot rampage. You are being tasked with under the moonlight, much like Thuk and Stone did when we fell in love and put 2 big brains together to make 4 brains and made half orc and tribe. You must defeat giant lizard creature. Whoever deals slaying blow will get 3 points and be village chief. Other test pointless. This one only matter other preamble for fun. Did you have fun with preamble test?
No.
Yes.
Can I make one thing clear? What are the rules?
You fight, don't die.
Fight, don't die, that's it. Cool.
And you see these orcs and bugbears that were holding this thing down let go of the vines and quickly run out and slam this giant like tree spiky gate thing closed behind you. The T-Rex slowly like stands up, its feet stomping into the ground, and it lets out a bone-chilling roar. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Natural 20.
17.
The T-Rex got a 5.
12.
16.
You're on like a sandy sort of beach area because your cave is near the ocean. So there's like palm trees and stuff around you, giant full moon in the sky, salty air. Even though it's night, it's still hot, but it's like a cool heat compared to the blazing heat that you have during the day. This giant circle is very spiky, so if you were to get pushed into it, you would take some piercing damage as you get stabbed by sharpened tree trunks, or if you push the T-Rex into it as well. It is about 15 feet high. The actual like full radius of the circle is 40 feet across. So right now I'll say you guys are about 10 feet away from the edge, and the T-Rex is about 10 feet away as well, meaning there's 20 feet in between you, and right now you're all standing in kind of a clump on the far end. The announcer booth is to your left at the other end of the circle, standing up. And by announcer booth, I mean higher logs that people are standing on that have been just caught down crudely with axes. Can everybody roll me a history check real quick?
3.
6. 7 minus 1.
Wow. Y'all are using your big
17.
brains. 17.
Wow.
Cac, you've heard of this T-Rex before. This T-Rex is named Fang Stabber. Bit of a legend.
Fucking asshole of a T-Rex.
He's covered in scars. Fang Stabber is known as being extremely violent in comparison to other T-Rexes. That's going to be represented by legendary actions.
Of course it will. Soul.
Yeah, Fang Stabber. All right, Ananya.
Okay, I turn towards my comrades and I say, "We are Luna's shield. Our power is in our adaptability. Our strength is in our unity." And I rage.
Nice.
I move to where I'm within 10 feet of the T-Rex.
Okay, so you move 10 feet forward.
I'm kind of at an angle, so I'm not like in the direct line between them. I have a storm aura, so like my lines glow gold, like kind of like the hair kind of floats inside electricity. Within 10 feet of me, as a bonus action, I can activate an effect. Creature my choice takes lightning damage on a Dex DC 14.
Okay. That's you didn't know how dexterous Tyrannosaurus Rexes were?
Oh, no.
DC, I got a 14.
So they take half of 3.
One. Lightning shoots out and crackles and strikes Fang, and it looks at you just.
Just the tiniest thing. And I move closer. And I'm gonna bring up my maul, and the head is like the giant tooth of another T-Rex or something.
Ooh, T-Rex teeth maul. That's cool.
Is 11 gonna hit?
An 11 does not hit. You swing and slam into the sandy dirt at your feet.
Is it too late to declare reckless?
No, you can declare reckless.
Okay, reckless. Dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
Then second attack, 25 to hit. So first is 14 damage, and then second is 16 damage.
Beauty.
Don't forget the +2 for rage, guys. Yep.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. So you swing your maul at him, slamming into his chest area. You see blood starts to pour there and it starts to bruise a little bit. And he turns at you with these flaming red eyes, and he's going to try and just tail swipe you one time. He's going to like turn around ferociously quick and try and slap you with his tail. He's using a legendary action here. He gets a lot. 17 on the dice. Where's the plus on
He has
here?
advantage.
He does. Well, he gets a 27, so he doesn't need it. I'll crit fish. I don't crit fish because that was a nat 1. So would a 27 hit you?
Yes.
So he does 12 damage to you as he slaps you with his tail. It is halved because it's bludgeoning.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're raging, that's half damage to bludgeoning and piercing. T-Rex is a bad mashup for all barbarians, hence the legendary actions, because I need to make it a challenging fight somehow.
It hits the side of my ribs in a kind of like kickboxer style. I tried to block it, and I just pander to the crowd.
The crowd starts cheering. Cak, it's your turn.
Well, I guess I've got a rage also, just bandwagon. So I fly into a rage. I'm going to launch a reckless attack. And I'm going to move within 10 feet of this beast, and I'm going to come down hard on him with my band line.
Using your long arms, of course.
So I got a 3 on that one, which the strength modifier would be 9.
You do get extra attack as a level 6 barbarian.
It is a 21,
Yes.
and the next time, 24, we'll take the 24, obviously.
Yeah, so your first one, you swing, it moves, it's like still rotating, so you miss with the first one, it like stands still as it slides back into place on the sand, and your second one connects with its jaw.
So I got a 7 plus 3 is 10.
Perfect, yeah, you do 10 damage to this guy. A tooth gets chipped when you do that. Doesn't seem to like that very much. He's going to turn around and try and slam you with his tail as well. His tail can reach 10 feet away, which is where you're currently standing. So he gets a roll with advantage. That's a 25 to hit. Slaps cock with his tail. That's 19 damage. Halved is 8 because you're currently raging. Yeah.
And I have a reaction.
Okay.
Form of the beast tail, so I get to roll that.
Ooh.
So that's a 4 plus a 6 is 10. Does that hit?
Creature you can see within 10 feet. If he hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to swipe with your tail and roll a d8. That's pretty cool. Actually, question for you, because you're the path of the beast, you kind of get a more bestial appearance. And like, I don't think bugbears normally have a tail. So what does your form look like when you rage? Because you kind of like would change shape a little bit, I think.
Yes, I become more a mix of lizard and bugbear. I grow this long, spiny tail. It's my prehistoric animal sense. I'm in touch with nature. So I'm going to slap this bastard with my tail and watch what?
That is actually terrifying. I'm sorry, but imagine a bugbear lizard. Like, that's just fucked. Okay, yeah, you try and slash out with your tail. Unfortunately, it does miss because you only rolled a 10. Thunnum, what would you like to do for your turn?
Thunnum will kind of just look around for a second and then yell at a big primal yell and run straight in, like head on, basically right under its jaw, close as I can get. And then he will attack recklessly with his maul.
Amazing.
Let's see. First roll was 13 with advantage for the first attack.
That just barely hits.
All right, so that damage will be 12 damage for the first attack. For the second attack, will it be 18 to hit? And this one will be a 15 for damage. And then I will sit there and stare at him with my own red eyes.
You run up and smack him twice. Doesn't look too happy with that. He is going to use his final legendary action to try and tail swipe you. You did reckless, right?
Correct.
Okay, with advantage. 15.
15 just hits me.
Okay. Manages to slap you with his tail for 19 as well, but you're raging, so halved is 8. This guy's just like ferociously stepping back and forth, just waving his butt at you a whole bunch. You hear from the from the audience, "That is best part. Make sure to eat." Feeber, it is your turn. Your friends have run in, screaming and yelling and swinging their weapons as they've all attacked recklessly and raged.
Fantastic. Okay. All right. I would like to rage as well.
Yes, when you rage, you feel a crackle of magic wild energy go off, and you're going to roll on the wild magic table for Feeber to see what happens.
That's a 2.
A 2? You teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Until your rage ends, you can do this as a bonus action on each of your turns.
Nice. Okay, my goal is to get in front of its face. If it's still spinning around, I'm gonna teleport to where I think it's gonna be in a second. And once I'm there, I'm gonna chuck a javelin directly at its eye.
Okay. You would want to be a little bit back because you'll roll disadvantage if you're within 5 feet. So we'll say you teleport 10,
yeah.
like 10 feet away from it, then you yeet the javelin.
Okay.
Cool.
That's an 8.
Does reckless attack work on range?
I mean, D&D considers a javelin a melee weapon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Even though you're throwing it with range? Oh, it is. Okay, so then, yeah, you could recklessly attack with this. If you want to roll that one with advantage, you could.
The one that I just did, like, where you do another roll, or like...
Yeah. It does mean that I have advantage on you if I attack you, though.
Fuck it, Weeball. Let's go. Don't you fucking care. Are you fucking kidding me? 10.
10. Your first one does go wide and miss, unfortunately, even with recklessly attacking. However, you do have extra attack, and you've got 3 more javelins. Do you want to throw another one?
Yes.
Cool. You do all of your attacks with advantage this turn.
Seriously, that was a motherfucking 1. Okay. And that was a 5. Okay. This is fucking ridiculous. What is happening?
Oh my god. Fever's having the worst day ever.
They're having a meltdown.
So bad.
But at least they can teleport away.
You gotta refresh D&D Beyond or something. I don't know what's going on, Elio. You
actually might
teleport forward and throw 2 javelins. They just land directly in front of the T-Rex's face, and it looks down at them and looks up at you and just roars incredibly loudly directly at you, spittle flying off its teeth and just landing on your currently bronzed body.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to split its attack up. Its bite's going to go for one person, and its tail is going to go for another one, which is fine, because it actually says it can't make both attacks to the same target. Who knew? Ananya, you're getting the bite. You see its maw turns towards you, and it goes to bite you. It's a 24. I'm rolling with advantage because you attacked recklessly. So 24 probably hits, right?
Probably.
Probably for the unarmored barbarian. This is 4d12.
Ooh.
That's 32 damage, halved. So 16 damage. As it clamps onto you. However, something that I'm sure is going to be incredibly difficult for you guys. You are currently grappled. There's no save to this. It chomps onto you and just holds on and like lifts you up in the air and starts like, and as it's got you clamped, your arms are like up in the air so you can still like smack it on the maw and stuff. It's going to turn around and do its tail swipe over at Thunnum. Nanya, as he whips around, you get like this like in your stomach because he moves so quickly in a circle. We get it's a 21 rolling with advantage. Holy shit, 29 to hit. That is going to be a 19. I keep rolling 19 on these, so it's a 8 damage for Thunnum. So he slaps you with the tail again. You feel it like crack you across the head. You hear your neck crack when it hits you. Strangely, your back feels pretty good after that, though. I'm going to need everybody to roll me just quick perception checks at the end of this initiative.
Wait,
17.
Okay.
15.
13.
5.
Cock, you're very concerned for your friend who's getting spun around. Even though you're getting spun around, you start trying to do the ballerina thing where you spot so that way you don't get dizzy. But you happen to stare directly at Mountain. And the other 2 of you hear a weird sound. Something you haven't really heard before come from over where Mountain is. As you look over at him, you see his green skin starts to like grow cracks in it. and it starts to take on more of like a dirty brown coloring as you hear him say a word that you've never heard before. And then we go back up to the top of initiative.
Sorry,
Ananya, you're currently very, very grappled by this T-Rex. This is considered restrained, just FYI.
I'm going to try to break it.
So you would roll athletics to try and break out of it. It's a DC 17, and it will be your action to do that.
Bonus action, I'm going to try to strike it with electricity. So,
Okay.
DC 14 dex save.
That's a 3. You're in his mouth.
They take 2 damage.
Big number.
Every little bit helps. I
Isn't
kind of wish I took athletics as a proficiency. So that was a 6. With advantage is a... Oh my god, that 20. 23.
Yes, let's go. When you shock him, he just goes and drops you out of his mouth.
I do like the Jean-Claude Van Damme kickboxer. Like, as I do the elbow to the top of the skull, and that does the electric strike, kind of like shocks him to open his mouth.
Amazing. Yeah, so you land on the ground with this T-Rex directly in front of you. Do you want to do any movement at all?
I'm going to try to move to a little bit behind the tail so that I'm not in its face with that bad bite.
Yeah, you move around. It just keeps like rotating and like eyeing all of you. At this point, you've kind of like all got him a bit surrounded. Cak, what would you like to do for your turn?
I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna swing that great axe again and try to bury it deep in his damn skull.
It almost looks like the T-Rex was worried for a second. You see it like pause, and it does like that dog look where it like looks sideways out of the corner of its eyes at you.
Finger guns in a wink.
It looks confused. Yeah.
but mildly turned on.
21.
21 hits.
So 7 plus 2 is 9. Second one I roll a 19.
That hits.
And 12 plus 2 is 14.
Beauty. He's heavily bruised and blood's pouring off of his body. He's got a bunch of chipped teeth. He like stumbles back, and he is going to do legendary action and try and tail swipe Cak. A 16. Does that hit you? 14. It's going to be, I rolled high. 5, 10, 23 damage. Halved is 11 damage.
I'm gonna do my swipe tail attack.
Yes, you are. Try and smack him.
Smack him.
Got 13.
He's really not looking good right now, guys. Thunnum.
All right. So Thunnum looks at him and pulls his maul back, and he's ready to just smash his head in. So that'd be, see, the first roll was a 24, and then a 21. So
For sure.
So the damage is going to be 8, so 10 damage for the first attack. Does a 13 hit?
13 just barely hits, yeah.
I'll take it. And then we got another 10 damage.
All right.
Not done yet, because my class gets what's called a frenzy attack.
Yeah, you
Which
get your third attack as a berserker.
Yes, so now I get to make another attack. So is it a 13, 19 to hit,
That hits.
and then 17 damage.
Whew, holy shoot. You just start wailing on this guy's skull. You see one of his eyeballs explodes from the impacts of you slamming your weapon down on his head. He's going to legendary action, try and slap you back, and he gets a 16.
That's a hit.
Kind of low. 17 halved is 8. I think I've been doing 19 halved is 8, and it should be 19 halved is 9.
That's fine. I'll take the extra 2 damage. I can take it.
My bad.
That's okay. I added it.
My math is great, guys. I promise.
That's okay. I already got it. I knew what you meant.
It's why we went to theater school and not math school.
I don't work at a place that relies on math that I won't say on a stream. Not at all.
All right.
I'm using my small brain, guys.
The small brain.
The small brain in my head. No muscle there. No muscle. I think that brings it around to Feeber.
Okay, I'm gonna teleport basically onto his shoulders. I'm grabbing my warhammer and I'm just gonna like beat him over the head while standing on top of him.
Amazing. Definitely. Go for it.
Come on.
There you go. There we go.
Okay. 9.
9 damage? Cool. And you're raging, so did you add the +2?
Oh, sorry. 11 total.
All right. That was your first attack.
I'm just going to keep hitting with my warhammer. I'm just going to keep beating him up. Ooh, that was a 26. 13 total damage.
All right. This guy's really not looking great. You're currently perched on his head. Is there anything that you want to do before your turn ends? Or are you just going to chill up there on his head?
I'm just going to chill.
I mean,
Let's see
that
what
was
happens.
that was the one thing you asked when this one shot was announced.
That's true. That's true. This is the only way I'm going to be able to ride a dinosaur.
The T-Rex is going to lift his head up into the sky very quickly. Feeber, you start to float up in the air. It's going to launch its maw up at you and try and bite you.
Oh no.
That's gonna hurt.
If I get eaten, I swear to God.
It does get a 16 to hit.
Yep, that hit.
It actually gets disadvantage. I'm using my Desperation.
Ah! Thank you!
For a moment, the moonlight glints off of Thunnum's muscles, and a light flickers across the T-Rex's eyes. And, oh my god, 13?
Misses.
It, like, clamps its jaw down, and you land on its teeth, and it gets confused and moves its head down to the ground, and like, what? And you just end up on the ground. It's like,
Thank you, Corey.
he's gonna do a quick swing around, and he's gonna smack the thing that glinted light at him. He gets a 27 to hit.
No.
This is with his tail. It's not gonna be that strong. It's a 17 halved is 8. That was quicker. Good math, guys. I did it. At the end of your turn, you see the logs suddenly explode behind the T-Rex. And you see Mountain has pulled from his loincloth a small wooden stick, and he's pointing with the stick at where there was an explosion. He is completely covered in this weird stone-like texture. He looks kind of like the Thing from Fantastic Four right now, and this explosion rings out. And there's a brief moment of silence, and the village or the tribe just begins to panic because there's a direct opening where this T-Rex can now run out and escape. Mountain goes, I think I've seen enough here. And he jumps off of the logs and begins to run in the opposite direction. So it's like going in different directions along a beach. The T-Rex begins to turn, and it looks like it's going to start heading out of that crack. And Anya, you see Fang Stabber starts to turn, and you see Fang Stabber makes direct eye contact with Pebble and begins to take a step towards where she's sitting in the audience.
I yell out, my tribe, do not fear. This test is not just of strength. It is a test on how we will change this world. And I stand in front of Fang Stabber and I smash my javelin of lightning to the ground. He will not pass, I point at him.
You fucking nerd. I love it. That's fantastic. So you slam your staff into the ground and say, you shall not pass.
I'm a go ahead straight in its face. 2 hits with my maul.
Amazing.
I'm a crit fish. Let me reckless. So that was a 22 to hit.
He's already dead. You guys messed him up way too hard in the first few rounds because of the reckless attacks. He's already finish him. How do you kill this T-Rex? Tell me what you do.
Like the lightning, we must strike hard. Precisely to break the old and make way for the new. I bring out my my maul with a giant tooth and I baseball swing right like under its chin to kind of make it like whiplash. And then with my second strike, I take out my javelin of lightning and I stab it through the heart. And then I use my aura of rage to kind of have that a little lightning to give it an extra 5 damage.
You see this T-Rex, its remaining eye rolls into the back of its head as your weapon goes through its brain and it slams into the ground. Glossity Knuckles, you're redeeming inspiration. Feeber's getting inspiration. Guesspiration. So
Thank
you
you.
gotta use that this session or you lose it. But it's a special version of inspiration that you get to use. All right,
you,
Ananya,
Knuckles.
that was your turn.
Yeah, as the T-Rex falls, I say, Luna will not fall tonight.
The village begins to chant out, Chief Ananya, Chief Ananya, Chief Ananya, Chief Ananya. They start to get really into it. We are still in initiative unless you guys
fantastic.
don't
Okay.
want to be.
I think I should go after him and take advantage of the fact that I can teleport right now.
Yeah, it is technically Cak's turn right now. Cak, is there anything you
Mhm.
want to do for your turn, or do you want to just let Feeber go ahead of you?
I'll let Feeber go ahead, and can I go after Feeber?
Yeah. Well, I'll just say you purposefully wait a split second, and it causes your initiatives to flip.
Sure. Let's do that.
Okay.
Cool. Feeber, you want to teleport in the direction that Mountain went.
Yes, as close as I can get.
Yeah, you teleport 30 feet out, so you land on like the far side of the bleacher area, and you see Mountain is about 30 feet away from the bleachers, just running through the sand.
I'm gonna dash after him.
Perfect. You haven't used any movement yet, so if you spend 30 feet of movement, you would get right up to where he is.
Actually, I have 50 feet of movement.
Just kidding. Right, you're a barbarian, extra movement, you go running right up behind him. You've still got
I'm
all
gonna
your
tackle
actions.
him from behind and just try to like jump on his back and be like,
All right, it's going to be a grapple. It's going to be your athletics against my athletics or acrobatics.
okay.
Advantage with raging.
Thank you for the reminder.
Good call. It.
To 24.
24, Jesus. I rolled a 19, but you still managed to backpack this guy. Then you kind of like drag him down by his clothes, and he stops being able to move as you're like holding him in place with your muscles tensing up. All right, Cak, if you want to go the long way around, it's going to take you a bunch of movement to get out over the spikes and around to the outside of the arena. Or you've got jumping abilities, I think you said, right?
I have a mighty leap I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leap right after Feeber to have Feeber's back. That's what a real man does.
Your
So
mighty
high.
leap. How high can you leap? Out of curiosity. You make an athletics check and extend your jump by a number of feet equal to the check's total. Holy foop. That can be broken. Can you make me an athletics check?
25.
Fucking A.
Holy shit. You leap probably like somewhere between 25 to 30 feet in the air. Easily. You just explode off of the sandy beach and clear over these logs, landing on the other side. Just freaking a Hulk jump.
Landing too. Boom.
And-
Foot on top of his head.
The entire tribe does one of these where they like look up as you fly over their head and follow you with wide eyes as you land on the ground behind them. And that was the superhero landing that we were looking for earlier. They all start like, "Ah! Ah!" That's so cool. Yeah, where you land, you only have to move a little bit. You're also jumping a bit out, and you get right up to where this guy is currently grappled by Feeber. What do you want to do?
I'm currently kind of holding him like, I'm like around his neck and head and like,
I guess I'll join in on the grapple in this case. Make sure he doesn't get up.
All right, if you successfully grapple him, I will say he will be completely restrained. You're going to roll athletics. You have to beat a 20. I just crit.
But they have advantage because they're raging, right?
That's true.
You got a 23.
yeah.
You grab him and slam him into the sand. He starts coughing. His muscles are all for show. These aren't real muscles.
They're inflated. I knew it.
That's how
I
a
pull
man
my
does
javelin and
things.
just poke each of his pecs.
Getting the job done.
You cannot do this. I am next in line for chief of village soul, of tribe soul. You cannot capture me like this. My
Yeah, well, you're
father will
racist.
hear. What?
That's a force, son.
The most of the tribe is walking up at this point and seeing
Everyone
this.
surrounds him, and he starts yelling out. He starts going, "You will all perish in fire and flame. The sun is coming. The sun will kill you all."
I yell out to the tribe, Luna, you see the four of us, the shield. Look at our strength. Is this the best that Soul has to offer? I say Soul can follow our lead. We shall show them the way. They cannot follow this weakling.
They all start
Racist weakling.
cheering. Yeah, Chief Ananya will follow you wherever you want to go. If you want to kill them, we'll do it. If you want to make them live and worship us, we'll do it. If you want to try and like foster peace, we'll do it. Yeah, Chief Ananya.
That's a very specific crowd. Good for them.
He's laying on the ground and he turns and looks up at you all and he says, "The fire will destroy you all. You will perish in flame. Soul will be only the thing left standing. You should submit yourselves before you all perish."
We will not submit.
Can I just like knock him out while he's in the middle of whatever rampage that he was on? He's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah."
Yep,
There we
100%. The sun will come and you will all die in fire. And at that moment, the sun begins to rise. But what's very strange is that the sun begins to rise on the opposite horizon from what you're used to. As you're standing there, Ananya, you feel a little shape next to you, and you turn and look, and you see Pebble just looking up at you with expectant eyes. Pebble,
Oh no! So Pebble was the goblin from way earlier.
Your future wife, apparently.
I'm mad about this. I did the most damage. Throwing a tantrum while in a rage.
You see a bunch of goblins come with vines and start to tie up Mountain. They like set him up against a tree and tie him to the tree. And they all stand around him holding mauls made of animal teeth.
Yeah, I call up Took and Stone and I try to rouse Mountain, and it's like, has this ever happened before? And I point at the sun.
He comes to and he looks at you and he says, Sorry, what you say? My small brain got rattled by a punch from Goblin."
Is that you? Did you do that? And I point at the sun.
"No, that is the result of my dad.
What did he do?
He will cause ash to descend upon world and fire and flame, and only left will be tribe's soul."
How do we stop it?
"You don't. Why would you stop?
I smack.
Why you hit? Let me go. My father will not be happy. His muscles are bigger than all of your muscles. His brain
Bring him
muscle
on.
is the biggest.
Is he going to attack us? Or is he just going to wait in his village?
He already has attacked you."
I hold out his hand and I like segregate two of his fingers and I just smash it with my hammer.
He screams out in pain, and he says, "I know not why you hurt me so much. I not lie. It's true. That is the attack. What would you have me do? I can't."
What does this attack do?
"The sun will crash into the earth."
This will kill everyone.
"Not us."
You will tell your
kill
father
you
to stop.
first.
My father. You think my father will listen?"
I smash his other two fingers.
He grits his teeth and he says, "I not lie. My father don't care."
Neither do we. Smash the rest of them.
I smash his whole hand, his whole left
Okay.
hand.
Okay.
This is in front of the entire village, y'all. Tribe, sorry, y'all.
Oh, the village is just like,
This is how we do birthday parties.
I turn towards my compatriots and I say, shall we go to Seoul then?
That's like we're
It's
gonna.
like we have any choice.
Are you injured, Thunnum? It is you and I who got hit the most.
We could use a short rest.
I need to find Ninsena too. I don't know where she went.
she just comes and nuzzles under your arm.
Oh, that was easy. I start scritching.
I recall Mountain having a stick. Does he still have it on his person?
When he got knocked unconscious, it fell in the sand. So you see it sort of sticking out of the sand.
Is this special stick?
Yes, it has connected me to the magic in the land.
What does it do?
In normal hands, nothing. In special, strong-brained hands, lots.
I have magic awareness.
Ooh, read
I'm
to me what that does.
As an action, you can open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic, and until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn which school of magic it belongs to.
Awesome. Okay, so one thing I will say then, as you went to grapple him and he was like thingified, he had cast Stone Skin on himself. Because you double grappled and restrained him, I let you guys take him over and not really worried about it, so that spell failed and went away as he'd lost his concentration on it. You obviously know that he cast some sort of like explosion magic. This is kind of like connecting to the wild magic within yourself. You are able to tell that this is just some sort of item used for channeling magic. It's not magical itself.
Okay, I'm gonna relay that to my friends. I think this thing casts spells. Or something.
Well, blew a hole in the wall. Just cast something.
As we sit down and rest,
Good
I
point.
took 3 hit dice to heal up. I'm at 64 out of 65. I talked to amongst the 4 of us. So, shall we take the whole village to Seoul, or will it be just the 4 of us?
Why don't we bring them with us, but we leave them outside for a bit, just to see if we can kind of figure things out on our own, and then if we really need the backup, then they're there.
And are we bringing Mountain?
It's a good question.
Thook
Could be.
and Stone come up to you, and Stone steps forward. And Stone says, "His dad is my brother. Brother and me disagree. I fall in love with Thook, and we did boom boom and made half orc. My brother did not like that I did boom boom and made half orc. My brother has created his own tribe called Soul. His name's Rock. He did not like how we do things, and he always had a big brain in his head. Largest brain I have seen in head. I worry this nephew, his warning is real, and sun may fall. I think we stay here with Mountain. Keep him prisoner. Leverage. And I think Shield go to Seoul and solve problem."
And hey, it means we won't have to deal with this asshole all day.
Is Thunnum allowed to smash Big Head?
If we brought Mountain here as sign of trust and peace, Mountain break trust and peace. We break Mountain and break Stone.
Thunnum smash Stone.
Please, you are already Mountain Smasher. Be Stone Smasher too.
Wait, aren't you Stone? I mean Rock Smasher.
I have small brain. Many damage to small brain, so I can have big brain, but now old and forget easy. Who are you? I don't remember. He sits down and looks sad.
Well, today we proved that brains aren't everything.
Yes, prove brain is not everything, but arm brains are everything.
Them arm brains. Gotta love them.
Hey, those are some nice arm brains you got there.
I don't know where arm brain came from, and I love it. Pebble is just trying to grab at Ananya's arm brains. Yes, very nice arm brain. We make good kids one day. Give me 2 years. I wait. Yes.
Wait for what?
To be age of consent.
Goblins reach maturity at the age of 8. Excuse you. She's already been a frickin' adult for like 8 years at this point. Just saying.
I wish to date for 2 years before we settle to ensure compatibility.
Common law.
Yes.
That's smart.
We must live in same cave and not want to kill each other.
That's a good way to do it, kid.
This is all I know ain't made for marriage.
There's only room in this cave for one of us.
Are you break up with Pebble? But it's been 10 minutes. Do you guys want to head off to Saul? God damn it.
Yeah, we're okay.
Yeah.
Leave your future wife here. Let's go.
Future wife. Oh, they said it. Feeber said it. Feeber's goblin. They know they've got big brain. And you guys go heading off. Do you guys want to bring some villagers with you, or do you want to take this, leave the villagers here in safety guarding Mountain?
I say we take the biggest asshole of a villager with us and send them in there, the enemy base first.
I am down to bring some friends.
Do you guys want to bring like a really gullible big asshole with you that will go ahead of you?
I'm already here.
Another big gullible ass.
One that nobody likes that's kind of a dick.
Yeah, I'm down.
Cool. I will say that would need to be your guest inspiration if you want to find that type of person.
Okay.
I know a guy.
Do you want to know a guy?
Kind of stupid and won't ask questions.
Oh, wait. How about that kid who used to bully you for having red hair, Thunnum? That one who grew up with you. What's his face again? That one, lived like 3
Yes.
caves over.
Jack. Last name off.
Yes, I remember now.
Jack of what?
No, it's off, not off.
Off. Oh. Jack off.
Oh yeah, I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm right here, guys. Fuck
Oh.
you. Fuck you and your red hair.
Shut your mouth, you jack off.
That's me. Yeah, yeah. Shut your mouth, Thunnum.
Burn.
I can say your
God,
name
if I
too.
hit this guy in the head anymore, he's gonna get dumber. I don't even know if that's possible.
What? My brain's in my butt. I'm a smart guy. So you want me to come with you? You want to bring the strongest, coolest person in the village with you? Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly-
let's go.
That's
Yep.
why we're gonna let you walk in front of us.
I don't even need a weapon. I'm that cool. I'm gonna just
Cool.
bring. I'm gonna bring
Agreed.
these. I'm gonna bring my 2 big brains. And my beautiful smile. Yeah.
Now walk about 200 feet in front of us.
Oh yeah. So they can see the threat coming first. I got it. Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
Not afraid. That's what we're hoping for.
Got it.
Lead on, Jack. Make us proud.
Yeah.
I'll lead the way. I'll make you proud. Jack goes walking off ahead of you guys. He looks back. He's like, I think that's 200 feet. And he keeps
Good
walking
job.
ahead of
Keep
you.
up the good work.
Go heading to Saul with Jack off leading the way. He's walking. He just walks straight through bushes. He doesn't walk around them. At one point, he comes across one of those tiny little like dinosaurs and he just punts it. He goes flying off into the forest.
That's not gonna haunt us later.
As you guys are walking, you see the sun seems to be getting closer. As the sun begins to get closer and you start to feel incredibly hot, the first thing I'll say, everybody notices this. The real sun rises. So now it seems like there's 2 suns in the sky going in opposite directions. Shadows begin to cast in weird ways where you see them in 2 directions at once, looking almost faded as it gets insanely bright and insanely hot. You also see that the first sun that rose, as you're looking at that sun, you kind of glance up at it, you actually see 4 small shapes rotating around in a circle inside this sun.
The first sun that came up's not normal. Not normal sun. It has weird shapes rotating.
I can't tell
It's
what the
got
shapes
balls.
are, but there's 4 of them.
Let us move faster.
You guys keep walking and you see that this sun with the rotating shapes is getting closer and closer. As you start to get maybe about an hour away from the village, you see Jackoff, who's walking way ahead of you, all of a sudden gets attacked by a lizard creature that's maybe about up to his belly button height. And he just starts punching it. And another one jumps out and it starts fighting him and he starts punching it as well. And you see somebody from Saul comes out who's pointing at him and giving directions to these lizard creatures. And he just starts fighting them and beating them up. And essentially he intercepted a guard that was roaming around that would have gone after you guys, but because he's here taking the battle for you, you watch as he valiantly puts up a fight. He slams these 2 lizard heads together, squashes them together, and him and this guard go at each other, and he starts like strangling the guard, and the guard stabbing him multiple times in the chest. The guard gets strangled and dies, and Jackoff falls over clutching knife wounds to his chest, and he dies as well.
See, I told you. I'm smart.
I'm gonna give Cak a high five.
Looks over at his dead body, and then his nemesis, and he like slowly starts to shed just a small tear, and he like wipes it away.
Oh,
It looks like it wasn't Jack's lucky day.
hat.
Did you just put on sunglasses?
Jesus Christ.
Bravo.
Looks like it wasn't very bright.
So these guys were supposed to attack you, but that's okay. Y'all are good.
Let's continue.
And you guys get closer and closer and closer to Saul. Eventually, you start to see the trees thicken and grow taller and taller and taller, and you get to where you know Saul to be. Generally, you avoid this area for fear of like territory and retaliation and stuff like that, but you've heard about Saul. All of the people here live in hollowed out trees and these like tree top forts that they've built out of other like vines and logs that they've cut down. So instead of going into caves to hide from the creatures, they've instead gone high up into trees to get away from the giant lizards that roam around.
Damn it. I want to live there.
Tropical climate.
Not
living in
Feeber.
treehouses.
Elio wants to live there.
Oh, yeah, it's gorgeous. And at this point, the fake sun is about twice the size of the real sun, and you see 4 distinct, clear, circular shapes that are rotating around each other in a spiral pattern as this other sun is growing and getting closer to you. And I'll say at this point, you are right outside of where this tribe lives. As you approach through the foliage, you see in the center of the village, you don't see like anybody on the outskirts or anything, but in the center of the village you can hear people like chanting. And as you approach closer, I'll say you're maybe about 100 feet away at this point, you're able to see Rock. He looks just like stone, but a lot thinner and skinnier with no real muscle. He's got a very large head. He's wearing leathery animal skins and almost like a dress. Looks like a robe that he's wearing. And he is holding a large wooden stick up to the sky, and you see circling around the stick's tip is 4 small sun shapes. The people that are surrounding him are all looking out, and they are all chanting in unison words that you don't understand, but it seems to be kind of like a hype up chant. To the left, you see that there are a couple of these people from Saul who are guarding vined up lizard folk. What would you like to do?
I have a couple of ideas quickly. One is I can transform and look like Mountain, but we aren't the most convincing. Like I was thinking of like, you're my prisoners, but I captured the tribe of.
But do you speak the language?
You would speak the language. What they're saying right now,
the language of magic, I assume.
Exactly. So it's similar to what you heard when spells were cast by Mountain.
Feeber, while we were resting, were you able to be one with the stick?
The stick is just a wand. He was just using it to cast spells.
I thought it was a wand of fireballs or something.
No, you guys
was
have magic.
Okay, so we can release the lizard folk. What do you guys think? Or we rush in, we just attack.
You said that there were creatures surrounding Rock and looking out. How many of them are there?
8. And when I say creatures, they're all orcs.
Sorry, okay, orcs.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of
Well
orcs.
guarded are the lizard people.
So with the lizard people, you also see some bugbears and goblins that are chained up as well. Just from what you've heard, it seems like this is kind of like orc elitists that have taken prisoner lesser creatures and are trying to force them to do menial labor tasks and stuff like that. It's very like orc pride here.
Guarded or...
There are 2 of these orcs who are standing with the prisoners who are tied up by vines.
If we can break them free, they can help fight.
We can rush and kill the 2. And then...
I could jump in and kill the 2 if you guys can create a diversion.
There is like a central area where Rock is with these 8. This like prisoner area, it's off to the side, but there is foliage and trees and stuff like that in between.
Should we try to sneak in first for a surprise attack?
I agree with that. I'm thinking also, like, I can be thrown if we get close enough. If someone wants to just like fucking chuck me at Rock, that might be a good distraction.
I'm thinking a 2-pronged attack. Feeber and Cak go against the 2 guards, kill them quickly, and then Thunnum and I will go challenge Rock.
Okay.
And then by time...
So maybe while, instead of attacking right off the bat, you try to talk to Rock while they're off taking care of the guards. Let him know that we have his son prisoner, keep him occupied that way. And then if it comes to combat, we fight.
So you guys sneak in.
Let's do it.
All right.
So the prisoners aren't too far away from the central circle, right? They're just all 100 feet away from us.
I'll say it is about, we'll say it's about 50 feet away. So if you start fighting, it is going to be noticeable to the center circle. So which guards are you going to attack? Are you guys going to go and rush the 2 and try and free people to help you?
Yeah.
How about we get a distraction so they don't see me while I jump?
I can launch a javelin and try to hit one of them to start it. It'd be a surprise attack, and I got 120 feet on that throw.
Whatever gets them looking the other way.
Let's do it.
Down those first two with my 2 axes in hand. Just bring it down. Show 'em pain, what it's all about.
And then at that point, I guess I'll launch a javelin.
Okay. Just so I'm 100% clear on what's happening. Cock's going around the long way to try and do like a sneak jump attack on the 2 guards. You're going to do a surprise javelin attack. Are you going for the main group or are you going for the 2 guards as well?
Nope, it'd be the main group because I need everyone to look towards us.
Then I'll join Thunnum on that endeavor.
And I will dash
Feeber-
towards.
Yeah.
And I'll sneak in from behind with the prisoners, should any of them want to fight.
Ninsena just kind of like hides behind a tree and sticks their head out with derpy eyes and goes, meh.
You Sonny.
Such a useful animal.
Hey.
Does
I
a-
give her scritches under her chin and she's like,
Does
Wait.
a huge lick up your face, just covered in drool. Her tongue gets stained with bronzer.
sorry.
She just eats it.
I kind of look at her for a second and go,
Yeah, it's just made from like insects and juice or like fruit juice and stuff, so it's actually not bad. All right. As we go and do this plan, everybody roll initiative just so we don't have to do it in a second when shit hits the fan.
15.
15 too.
What's both of your dexterities?
14.
My dex is +3.
I go after him.
Oh, you guys are like right grouped up. Okay. My guy rolled an 18 rock, and all of the guards, all of the orc guards are going on it. The rotating balls in the sun seem to be getting even closer, ever present in the sky. It is taking up a significant portion of the sky right now, maybe about 30% of it. It is absolutely massive. At this point, you're able to tell that's getting closer. You guys start to split up and go where you want to go.
Before we split up, I just say, it could have been any one of us to become the leader of the tribe.
I go, I don't think that's true. And I pat him on the shoulder.
But before we go, whether or not we fail in this, I just want to say that Tabula Rasa is a blank slate. Whatever happens, we played our part and wrote our chapter in this story. I couldn't choose anybody else to stand by my side. Let's go.
Meh.
Feeber's just like trying to hold back a tear, like,
Yeah, Ninsenya is crying, just staring at you, eyes a derpy, just tears pouring down its face.
oh, maybe. I like hug it. Or yeah, I hug her around her neck.
She wraps her long neck around all of you as a group and gives you all a really big squishy hug.
I move my arm so that I can get whoever's next to me too.
Don't touch me. My heart is cold as the opposite of that sun up there.
In retaliation, I shove them out of the group hug and then like I reach for the next person.
Oh, Karma's a bitch.
On Rock's turn, you see him just channeling magic energy. He's chanting ferociously. Fire begins to whip around his feet as well.
Remember, I get a surprise attack prior to this.
You do. I'm just. This is just flavor. What's happening?
Okay.
You guys start to split up and go in your different directions. We get Feeber and Cak. I'll say you're maybe about 30 feet away from the lizard folk, bugbear, goblin prisoners that are all tied up with vines to trees with the 2 guards. About 30 feet behind them. I'm not going to make you roll stealth for that. They're currently focused on the prisoners and they're focused on the insane magic shit that's happening. Ananya and Thunnum, you guys start to move closer towards Rock. You're right outside of this clearing now. I'll say you're about 50 feet away from Rock where you're standing, and the guards, the 8 guards, are surrounding him in a circle shape, also joining in on the chant. They've got their great axes that they're just like slamming into the ground to make thumping noises, and your attack goes off as you yeet a javelin. Who are you aiming it for?
Rock.
Of course you are. Javelin goes flying through the air.
That will be a 24 to hit,
That definitely hits.
and that will be 8 damage.
As it slams into him, he's going to roll a concentration saving throw. Javelin slams into him, deals 8 damage. He shudders, and you see rotating around his staff, one of the suns fizzles and disappears. In the sky, you see one of the suns, and 3 more are circling and heading towards the earth. Rock like stumbles back, confused, keeps chanting, having his arms raised up. Fire starts to whip around his feet. Cak, it is your turn as everybody holds up their great axes, realizing that they're under attack. The 2 guards are looking in the opposite direction right now because that's where the attack landed. They're facing directly away from you. What would you like to do?
These guys are just, I'm guessing, not very strong.
They're orcs, so they're big bad boys, but in terms of strength, you're definitely stronger. Come on.
But yeah, I come crashing in, attacking each of them, one attack on one on the other. I'm going to swing my axe to see if I hit. Great axe on each one of them. So 11 for the first one, but I'm rolling advantage.
You have a surprise round. You're all good.
So first one's 13. I don't know if that hits.
That does. They're only wearing hide armor.
And the second one hits with a 23.
Okay.
And for damage on each one of them, I get 6 damage on one plus 2, so that's 8. And 11 damage plus 2, so 13 on the other one. 8 and 13.
Okay. You jump in, swinging your weapon at these guys. You, almost gut one of them, and the other one, you, sink it into his shoulder blade. They scream out in surprise, and they pull out their great axes as they turn to attack you as well.
I'm just going to make sure once they attack me, I'm going to take my tail strike immediately and strike them back.
Ananya, this javelin just got thrown, hits Rock. I'll say it scraped a huge cut into his side. All of the orcs in the center of the circle have turned and faced towards where the javelin came from. What would you like to do for your turn?
I jump out of the bushes, the foliage, and I point at Rock, and I say, "Rock! Mountain attacked Luna. Today, Rock shall fall, and everyone dies." And I run close. I run my movement to get within 30 feet of him.
Okay.
I go into a rage, and I do Reckless, a Javelin of Lightning.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh. Does 11 hit?
An 11 does not hit, unfortunately. I think it does damage still if it goes through his area.
So it's a line that's 5 feet wide. And everyone within it makes a DC 13 dex save and takes 4d6 lightning. Or half.
He does succeed on the save, so he'll take half damage. And he rolls concentration, and he does pass that one.
Total was a 14, so half the 7. Was there anybody else in that line that could have been hit?
I'll say you can attack one of the other guards that's in the line. We'll say there was one directly in the way. 18 on the dice.
Okay, so they take 7. How much movement do I have left? I had 40.
So you said you moved within 30 feet, so you've moved 20. So you've still got 20 more. So you'd have enough movement to get right up in...
to them.
Yeah, you go right up in the guard one's face.
Okay, I'll do that. And I'll do a maul attack. It's still in Reckless, so that was a 25 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
And 14 damage.
How do you kill him?
So I brought my stick out, so I was like Zeus. I throw my javelin, and I yell out the Sumerian word for lightning, or fire, Enki, and the lightning travels up my body into the staff and shoots. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite hit. So I just have you guys watched American Gods? There's a little scene where the leprechaun has a flashback and he does this rippling muscles. He has this giant jump and hits this big dude. It's basically that. So I just rippling muscles running through the foliage with a maul in one hand, smack caves in his skull, and I just look at Rock. As
you're running towards this guy, he says, "The fires will consume," and he just gets crushed. His head goes into his chest cavity, just eyeballs explode out. Rock is still chanting and holding the staff, and he kind of goes, and keeps chanting. Definitely a little worried there. Feeber.
You should probably interject on that, actually. It was a surprise attack. I didn't roll the 2d6 after.
Oh, because you're a bugbear.
Yeah.
If you hit a creature with an attack roll and the creature takes an extra 2d6 if it hasn't taken a turn in combat, roll 2d6 and then roll another 2d6. Of course you get that.
3 and 6.
They turn around, seemingly alive, and then one that had his like guts spilled open, all of his guts just suddenly fall out onto the floor, and he collapses over. The guy with the shoulder wound, it's bleeding profusely. It seems like he's barely clinging on to life. He shakily holds his great axe towards you, and Feeber, now you get your turn.
I'm gonna swing my warhammer at his head.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's a 27 to hit.
Yeah.
You kill him. Don't worry about rolling damage. He's dead. How do you kill him?
Cool. I literally just kind of like look at him and go, bonk.
You hear a nasty crack and he dies.
You just hear Feeber.
You see a lizard folk who's sitting next to you goes, "Hey, are you here to rescue us? Amazing. Thank you, friend."
Of course, no worries. And I start to undo their ties.
You start to do the ties. Joshua Barbeau is redeeming name an NPC. Joshua, why don't you name this lizard folk for me?
Woo! Thanks, Josh.
Hello. Nice to meet you. By the way, my name is Pernus.
Ernest.
Well,
Nice to meet you. I'm Feeber.
Feeber and Cak. Yes, Cak.
Yes.
I like that name. My parents would
strong
consider
firm name.
Straw. Yes, Pernus is a family name.
It's very nice.
You begin, I say because you only used one attack, you can use the other to like cut vines. So you cut Pernus free, and Pernus is going to start using their turn to like untie friends as well. And all of them start using their own turns to untie each other.
Cool.
We go over to Thunnum. Or what do you want to do? You are 50 feet away from the center. You saw Ananya charge in like Thor and kill a dude. 7 orcs turn and look at Ananya holding great axes.
So Thunnum rages, and then realized that when he had hit rock, he had seen one of the lights go out, and Thunnum doesn't like big bright lights, so I'm actually going to only expend 20 feet of movement to start.
Okay.
And then I'm going to chuck another javelin at rock.
You got it.
Oh, 17.
That does hit.
As I'm raging, that's going to be 9 damage.
Ooh, okay. His concentration, another sun goes out. I rolled a nat 1. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So you see just 2 of these orbs now. Yep. You get another attack if you got another javelin.
I do have another javelin. It will be my last javelin. That is a 23.
That does hit.
And that will be 10 damage.
10 damage. Yeah, you're just yeeting javelins at him. I'll say these 2 stick in his legs like he's Ace Ventura. And he's like stumbles back. Concentration for this other hit. He does roll a 19 on the dice for his save.
At that point, I will run up as close as I can to my my fearless leader up there. So I'll expend my other 20 feet to get as close as I can to him.
Yeah, you guys would be equidistant with each other, so you guys are right beside each other, and there are 7 orcs now that turn to look at you with great axes and charge forward. That 3 of them are going for Thunnum, and 4 are going for Ananya, because Ananya killed one of them. They've got a +5 to hit. So I'm going to say they just go and swarm you guys. 24 to hit Ananya, crit fish, missed. One is a 15. Does a 15 hit Ananya?
Missed.
Next one's going to be definitely a hit, but it's not a crit. And the 4th one is a crit. So for the crit, it's going to be 24 damage. Halved. And then the 2 regular hits are going to be 14 halved to 7 and 13 halved to 6. All right.
Like that scene in Justice League where Superman gets swarmed by the rest of the members, and it's like 4 guys in front of him, and it's like...
Exactly. And these guys are just swinging their great axes at you. 3 of them are going to go and swarm Thunnum. Thunnum, did you recklessly attack last turn?
I did not.
Ooh, so flat rolls.
No.
Okay, to start, a 10.
Miss.
24.
Hit.
23. Yeah, so 1 miss, 2 hits. Okay, 1's really low on damage, only 5.
So that'd be halved to
That's
what?
halved to 2.
2.
And the other one's 13, which is halved to 6. So these guys come swarming after you, swinging their great axes around. The fires will cleanse, the soul will survive, you will die. Abominations! Swinging at you over and over again. Rock's turn. The 2 suns that are circling his staff grow in size, just immediately duplicate in size massively. And you see the suns in the sky just go intensely close. You feel your skin beginning to blister and peel. Your hair begins to frizz and fray. Your loincloth, the leathery feel on your skin grows hot and begins to burn. You see treetops beginning to catch fire. You see creatures beginning to fly in fear. You see a bird in the sky catch fire and plummet to the ground.
Oh my god.
Cak, on your turn.
Can you jump that distance?
You are about 50 feet away currently. All of these lizard folk and goblins and other creatures, I'll say there's about 10 of them that were prisoners that are freed right now. They stand up behind you, ready to follow your lead.
So we got 10 that are willing to fight.
Pernus goes,
How many?
"Well, there's only 10 of us, so
So all you want to fight then? All right.
we ride. We will follow Cock into the abyss."
Do any of these, can they pick up weapons? Do they have any weapons?
Two of them
Probably
pick up the great axes of the guards. Some of them find javelins and stuff that have been left behind from previous battles.
And the two with the largest weapons in the front, those ones with the smaller weapons and pikes in the back. And I charge in behind them, running as fast as we can. I'm going to just stay with the crowd, advance 30 feet, and that puts me within range. So I'll throw a javelin with one and throw an axe with the other attack.
Nice. Ah, yes, the old javelin axe attack.
Right. Made famous by Cock.
I have a similar tactic where I throw an axe and then a javelin. I do it backwards. That was made famous by Pernus.
Ernest the Great. Well, I'm reversing on that age-old technique and using my genius strategy to throw this here goddamn javelin at him.
You have a
Break his
big
face
brain,
open.
I can tell.
Here I go. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the first one. 21, probably a hit.
Yep.
Throwing the axe. It's 14. I'm going to roll for advantage, though. Oh, much better. 23. Guessing those both hit.
Those do both hit. Yep.
Got a 5 plus 2 is 7 for the hand axe. Javelin plus 2, so 5.
Okay. He's going to roll 2 concentration saving throws. He just needs to get higher than a 10.
Can't
First
hear
one's a
you.
15. Second one, he fails. One of the suns does fizzle out and disappear. One single sun is rotating, and there's only one of these shapes rotating in the sky. As you quickly look up at it, as this sun fizzles out, you see it's not just a sun. It seems like a molten rock heading towards you.
Shit.
That's right. We've got a meteorite heading our way.
Oh my god. Okay.
What?
Huh?
I
What?
mean, you're right.
What?
Shit.
A meteor? Is that like a really thick, juicy creature that's just meatier than the rest? What?
I think so. First time I've ever seen one.
Ananya, I will let you guys in on a little bit of something. Based on how close it got on the last initiative and everything that has been happening with birds getting set on fire and trees and such like,
It's critical.
if he gets to his turn without this concentration being broken, this meteorite will slam into the earth.
I rushed for rock. I'll take the attacks of opportunity.
It's going to be 4 attacks of opportunity for you to rush close enough to get to him.
Mhm.
It's going to be a 16, a 14,
Hits. Miss.
a 13,
Miss.
and then 23. So it's going to be 2 hits,
Damn it.
which is going to be 5 and 10, which halved is 2 and 5. So 7 total damage. Not a lot.
Okay. I have 2 attacks. Well, first, with my aura, they make a dex save.
Dex save.
Yeah.
They fail the dex save, actually. It's their modifier. They get an 8.
DC 14. Yeah.
Yeah, they fail, for sure.
So they take 4 damage, and they'll need to make a concentration.
That's a 15.
Okay. So I have 2 attacks then. Reckless. So that's 18 to hit.
18 hits.
So that's 9 damage.
9
So
damage.
they'll need another 10 DC concentration.
Oh, that's an 11. Holy shit.
Last attack does a 12 hit.
Just barely.
Damn.
It does hit. It just barely hits.
Yeah. So 13 damage.
17.
Damn. Okay.
You go and
Guys, we need
slam
to
into this
make
guy.
him lose concentration.
You see sweat pouring off of his head as he puts all of his energy into focusing on this sun. He looks down at you, Ananya, no longer needing to chant his spell. And he says, "Feeble. You rely on your muscles in your arms, your brains in your arms to do your work. But the brain in your head is more powerful. The fire shall cleanse and shall kill, and all that shall be left is soul."
There may only be 2 of my arm muscles, but I'm just one man. There are more of us with 2 arm muscles, and more people have 2 arm muscles.
Yes, but the brain muscle is the... You guys start arguing about muscles. That goes to Feeber.
All right.
Under your legs, you feel a head come and push and lift you up, and you slide onto the back of Ninsenya. Ninsenya's little legs are quaking. She looks back at you with derpy eyes, and you can see that she is trying her best to be brave.
Oh my goodness.
I believe we gave her like warhorse stats or something.
We
right?
did, yes. Correct.
You can go run into battle on your mount.
Thanks, Christian. All right, I'm going to pat her on the shoulder and go, all right, let's do this. And we are going to charge towards them. Right towards where Rock is.
She goes running. Her head gets smacked by a tree. It like flops back and back into place. She keeps running. You get right up to Rock.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to grab my warhammer. I'm going to jump off of her back and be like,
You got it. I believe she also has like it's a hooves attack, but we'll say it's like a stomp.
okay. Yeah, trampling charge.
Oh, even better. Okay.
Okay, so I got a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah, let's just do my damage first and then I'll worry about Ninsera's. 6 damage.
6 damage, okay.
Shall I make my second attack then and then I'll cuz
Yeah,
okay, 23 to hit.
that hits.
And this one is a total of 10 damage.
Perfect. In general, Rock is looking fucked up right now.
Cool.
Now for the war Brachiosaurus.
More Brachiosaurus. All right, so you are getting trampled and you have to succeed on a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
16.
He saved. The DC was 14.
Darn.
It's only 9.
Only a 9. Brings you into battle, goes to try and stomp, gets scared by the bright sun that's rotating around, and kind of like stops short as you go and start swinging into him. 2 concentration saving throws. It's a 17 and an
And
11. Holy shit. Okay.
is there someone else?
There is.
Yep.
Thunnum.
Oh, thank God.
Swing into this guy. You see blood pouring out of his wounds. He gets distracted from arguing with Ananya, looks down and goes, "Filthy goblin! How dare you raise a weapon to me?" Thunnum, you need to break this concentration on your turn. You see the treetops have all begun to catch fire. As you're standing there fighting, you see a Triceratops herd go running away, squealing in fear. What do you want to do for your turn?
I'm going to charge past the 3 orcs straight to him.
Got it. They swing at you. I got a nat 1, a 5, and a 14.
They all miss.
Nice.
Great. Sorry.
You're distracted by the Brachiosaurus.
Yep. And then at this point, as I get there, I am still raging, and I will be attacking recklessly.
Of course. Okay.
Nat 20 for the
Yeah.
first hit.
20, holy shit. As you raise your weapon up into the sky, you see like there's ropes and bindings on it because it's a bit of an like it's a prehistoric weapon that catch fire as you start to swing it down just from the sheer heat of the meteor getting close to you.
Since you're a half orc, you have brutal critical, right?
So the roll would be, with the crit, it'd be 18 damage. And that was just the first attack.
2 things happen simultaneously. As he gets a 9, his concentration goes away. And as you crit on him, you bring him down to 0 HP in the same strike.
Nice!
Fucking A!
How do you kill him?
As I get ready to come down and smash him, because the amount of rage that I have, and I'm even more pissed off than normal because I don't like the heat and I don't like the sun. I come down with my hammer so hard on his head, it's almost like you see in like a cartoon where it just smashes his whole body straight down to his feet. just nothing.
Blood splatters out all over the place as he's reduced to nothing but a squash splat on the ground. The orc guards that were there immediately drop their weapons and begin to run away frantically. They go and scatter into the jungle. You see the sun in the sky vanishes, and a cool wind briskly blows across, as far as you know, all of Tabula Rasa. The fire gets quenched immediately, just whoosh. There's a brief moment of silence, and you hear the twittering of birds and the chirping of small dinosaurs as you stopped a meteorite from slamming into the earth. As you all head back to your village, successful, the real sun sets and a big full moon rises, just like it does every night. You see out on the ocean, almost like a mirage, what looks like a woman, tall and thin, standing on the water. She's got a bright silver shield in one hand. Her free hand raises up and places a fist on her other breast, almost like she's doing a symbol of a shield to you. And she ripples and vanishes like a wave. And that's where we'll end this session. Right as we're getting a raid from Gojima Ghost.
Oh no, sorry guys.
So now there's dinosaurs in this world. Hello, my dumplings. Thank you everyone for watching the Dump Stat. We stream 2 campaigns every first and third Wednesday of the month live on Twitch, so make sure to follow our Twitch channel, Dragon_Teacup, to watch those, as well as occasional other D&D content, or hang out while I play some games. We do have special channel redeems where you can influence the campaign in strange and mysterious ways. We definitely appreciate it if you share it around. We now have all of our links easily found on linktr.ee/thedumpstat. On July 2nd, we will be doing episode 13 of Valbro. The party was just tricked at a sex convention. Will they get their ridiculous burlesque plan to work? Oops Only will be in the Arctic as Rangers on July 16th. The guest for this one is very excited. Daphlina just had its finale. For what should have been a one-shot to turn into a full 8-episode campaign is crazy. I'm gonna do my best to edit and upload those episodes as soon as possible. The finale came full circle and hopefully taught our adventurers a lesson they won't forget. Make sure to check out Mystical Everyday Heroes. Corey Patterson, our guest from today, is their community manager, and also played a cleric named Gilroy in a few episodes. They're a lovely group, so make sure to go and show them the love. Also, tune in most Thursdays as I join Killen's Fated Few, playing a Dragonborn named Teacup, who is both heartwarming and an eldritch nightmare. If you like the style of D&D we do and want to get involved, make sure to ask for the Discord and the stream chat. We are more than welcoming to newcomers, and we have a little community growing on there. And don't forget to stay dumpy. Our next session is going to be called Oops Only Rangers, and it's going to be set in the north, in the Arctic. So we'll see what's going to happen with there. Thank you very much, Corey Patterson, for being our guest today. We always have one guest on for Oops Only, but we are going to be rolling to see what level our ranger is going to be. So we're going to roll this in chat. Gojima Ghost, once you hear us getting ramped up, I want you to put an exclamation mark 20 into the chat. And if you do that, it's going to roll a d20. If you get a 1 or 2, you're going to do it again to re-roll it. I want you to choose what level we're going to be when we're rangers, since you just did that awesome raid for us.
Yes.
Awesome.
Roll that dice.
Okay.
Roll that dice.
Roll that dice.
Roll that dice. Roll that dice.
Oh, you have to put a D in there. Sorry, I lied to you. You got to put exclamation mark D20. My bad. Roll that dice. Roll that dice. It's a 1. We can't do it on a 1. It has to be higher than a 3. Roll that dice.
Roll again. Roll again.
Roll again. Roll that dice. It's an 8. We're level 8 rangers next session.
Level 8 rangers. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Gojima Ghost.
Thank you, Gojima Ghost.
Thank you.
Thank you, friend.